Okay, let me think. What do I know about Brandon? Brandon is a fiddler. Brandon is from Kentucky. How long do you want this to be? I know a lot about Brandon. Brandon is incredibly good looking, extremely charming. Brandon's always been a dreamer, thinking about what did he want life to be like. Brandon likes to look at the map and he wants to know what the little line of your journey is going to look like, but never wants to lose sight of the big picture. How does everything that's happening affect the bigger picture? Because it does.
How do you know that?
Because I am Brandon.
When I moved to San Francisco, I didn't tell anyone that I was coming. I just said, well, I'll meet some musicians when I get out there. But my main priority was to grow and expand my knowledge in the violin trade. My relationship with the violin is just so multifaceted that playing is just one of the facets. It wasn't until I moved to San Francisco that I really quit looking over my shoulder. Nobody cares who you are around here. But it was out here that I let myself play it like Brandon. And that's sort of where this album comes from too. It's because as I sat down to write tunes, I was just playing stuff that was naturally coming out of my mind and soul and heart. I grew up in Falmouth, Kentucky. It's an hour from anywhere, and it's in the hill country. Lots of tobacco farming. My first task officially as a kiddo on the farm was driving the tractor. I mean, at age 3, they set me on the tractor when we were housing tobacco, and they said, you know, drive straight, don't move the wheel, just keep it right here. Papa always had the radio on, Dad always had the radio on. And I heard the tune Orange Blossom Special, and Orange Blossom is based around a train. I was in love with trains, steam engines specifically, and the Orange Blossom Special has a train whistle in it and bells, and it's kind of like sounding like a train the whole time. I said, I have to learn to do that. When I came to fiddle at age 10, it became my voice because I was pretty introverted. I mean, I remember going to school and not ever talking. I always hung out with the girls. I was called girly all the time. After I started playing fiddle, that kind of went to the wayside, and I was just a musician, and people kind of recognized, I think, that musicians were also different. There's kind of a distinct kind of line drawn in my memory of pre-fiddle and post-fiddle, you know, because everything changed.
Oh, joining me now is a fiddle player, Brandon. I have been calling you a violinist. Big difference, huh?
Oh, nickel and 5 cents.
tell me, do you know what the difference is? Is it just the style of music?
Yeah, the style of music. The violinist will be more proper and read their music and depend on it, but I guess play from my heart more than anything. If I'm ever feeling down or in a bad mood, I'll play the fiddle and it's like a medicine or something.
Sounds like it's a good friend.
Yeah.
Can you play some tunes for us this morning?
Yeah.
Just jump right on in there.
Have to stand up. We're gonna do Ragtime Annie. That's an old tune, I guess.
One of my favorites. Guys, Brandon, what do you think you want to do with your career?
They say the road's awful hard, but I don't know. I enjoy playing the fiddle. I'd like to take up a job somewhere playing it, but...
Will you play for us after we come back from these commercials? All righty, you don't want to go away. We've got Brandon, the fiddle player, right here.
Between my sophomore and junior year of college, I had the opportunity to move to Nashville just for the summer. And I told my mom and dad, I said, I just wanted to try it out just to see how to feel, so I know what I want to do after college. So I moved to Nashville for the summer and I never went back. At the end of May 2008, I got hired by a real veteran in the bluegrass trade, one of the top tier bands in bluegrass, and recorded with them, traveled all over the country. I got really close with his family, got really close with him, I thought, I definitely considered him a friend. We were to have bus call that Saturday evening at midnight, and I'd gotten word that they'd found out about my being gay. And of course I started freaking out. I called a couple of the band members and was like, what's going on? One of them just said, I'm not gonna be at bus call because I don't wanna be there when this goes down. I'm really sorry for whatever's gonna happen. I knew that I was walking off the plank at that point. They set me down and they said, they had found out that I'm gay, and the band leader said, well, I'm not allowed to fire you for this, but I'm gonna ask you to quit. And they said, you need to say it out loud. Also, I don't know how you are with God, but you should probably get right, because right now, it's not looking very good for you. So I had to drive back to Nashville, and I got back home at like 6 in the morning, I think. The sun was coming up. That was a long drive that night.
One, two, three, four.
The process of this album, I've spent a lot of time in nostalgia, thinking about the past and being in the past. And I'm going back to Kentucky, and as I'm writing a whole album about Kentucky, I find myself just thinking about the past and kind of just recirculating.
There's the question of, well, who cares? Why should anyone give me, for the album, potentially 40 to 60 minutes of their life? That's been, I guess, probably the biggest thing that I've had to grapple with. Why would anyone be interested in what I have to say? been a year since I've driven through here, which is terrible. Like, I should be home way more often than that. Hello?
No?
Yeah, there's the red barn, Sid and Dolores.
And Blair.
Yeah, and Stephanie.
I think Blair's doing very well with his
He's
music.
playing all over. Oh, that's an old Morgan shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a go for it.
Oh, okay.
So you wanting to go over to church tomorrow?
Yeah, if we can get over there.
No, we'll get there.
Oh, Margie.
Mama and Papa are both really, really important to me. We grew up so close to them. I always felt like anything would be okay to tell them, you know. And even though some things I had to tell them took a long time, it was safe in the end. After my ex and I broke up, I was moving out of the house, like the final load of stuff that I had to carry in. It was like the end. And I remember like leaving the driveway and I was just like, couldn't see. I was like tears and like having a hard time driving. And I just called Mama and I couldn't hardly talk. And I just said, I just need to be on the phone with you. For 20 minutes that I was driving, she was right there. Mama grounds me and takes me back and keeps me aware of where I'm from and how important that is.
That's right.
That's
At
your
my
graduation.
Yeah. Top 10. You wrote that
You
down.
prayed. Well, yeah. I figured that'd be amount to more in your fiddling.
Tell them.
Well, Brandon was our first grandchild, but we've always been close to him. When I'd come home from work, I'd stop in to see him. Well, a lot of times I just brought him home with me. But he's just been with us, always. And when he left and went to college and then on to Nashville and played in the different bands, he's always kept in touch, always calls us. I remember Brandon calling and I told him that we would go listen to the church bells, and church is our life. It is not Sunday if we don't have church, but the bell's always been special.
Do you remember what he get his memo?
And then he wrote the song.
Red.
You be careful.
I got it. play a little bit. Yeah, they're good.
Your voice is your voice, you know? And I think I found my voice. And now it's time to put that on an album and just say, that's what I sound like.
Yeah, it gives me the room to do.
Relax.
Yeah, that feels nice. Kind of do those slides to where.
And I want Mama and Papa to hear them. You know, they're in their early 80s now. And a lot of them are inspired by their stories.
Okay, well, we're ready.
All
So
right,
last
the
whole
whole
time
last
through.
one. I do know that the music means enough to me, and I feel so strongly about it that I don't care if anyone likes it, but I need to get it down.